This is Hammer. This is the level editor for the source engine, which I work with a lot. And I've seen a lot of people have trouble with portals. Not Portal the game, not area portals, not world portals, but just portals. All these blue lines you see here are portals, and they're a tool that you can use to optimize the map. And actually, it's not optional. You need to be mindful of portals as you're building your map. So that's why I created this video, because I see a lot of mappers struggling with portals, and we're going to clear them up here, figure out what they are and how we can conquer them. So what happens is the source engine goes all the way back to Quake and Doom, and when John Carmack built those engines, he used binary space partitioning. So what you're seeing here is all of these blue lines are a partition of space where the map has been cut in half again and again and again. That's what binary space partitioning means. And that's how they optimize the map. That's how they know which parts of the map to draw and which parts not to draw, because they're hidden somewhere back there, because they've cut up the map so much. But you don't want to cut up the map too much. The purpose of all this is scene management, so that somebody in another room on the other side of the game won't be drawn by the engine, and won't be their information won't be sent over the network in a multiplayer game. So if let me think about how to say this. If a map has enough portals, then everything is well optimized. But if it has too many portals, then the engine has to think too much about what players are where, and it's very messy, and a lot of the graphics have trouble if there are too many portals. So let's take a look at this table right here. You can see it's cutting up the world. Every blue mark is a slice of the portal. And you can see there are a lot of blue lines going along this table. So we can clear up some portals by selecting all the parts of the table and pressing Control-T. That brings up this Func Detail panel. So we make it into a detail, and Func Details do not partition the world. They don't create portals, which is fine, because a person standing on one side of the table is not going to be blocked to a person standing on the other side of the table. They can see each other, they can shoot each other, they're essentially in the same room. And so if we make this table a detail, then when we rebuild the map, which takes a few seconds, and then then we come here to the map menu and load portal files. That's what shows all these blue lines. That shows the portal files. Then you can see there are many fewer portals in this room, and so this room is going to be a little bit more optimized. Same thing with this column here in the distance. Someone standing on one side of the column versus another side, they're still in the same room, so we're going to make this a Func Detail. Same thing with this column. Same thing with these two columns. And when we're done with this process, you're going to see how many fewer portals there are in this room, and you're going to be amazed. By the way, if you have any leaks in your map, it will not generate a portal file. I'm not going to cover how to remove leaks. That's another video. Maybe I'll link a video. But you must eliminate leaks in your map, or it won't show a portal file. There we go. So now notice how we have only very large sections of this room. So this room is much better optimized now. Let's come over here to where there are these stairs. Stairs are always a huge problem with portals. Look at how many portals they created. So I'm going to come and click on the stairs, and actually, oh, come on, there we go. I have to remove this player clip brush so that I can see, and then I'm just going to click each individual stair, not the top one, and make it a Func Detail. And then if I hide the Func Details, you can see that what I've done is I've created a leak in the map. I can walk right out of the map. I can fly right out of the map. That's a leak. And the source engine dislikes leaks. Anything that is a func detail will not seal the map. It will create leaks. But fortunately, I've created this little brush right here. To seal the leak, all I have to do is move it up into place. There we go. Now, there will be no leak, and when I rebuild the map, we'll see how many fewer portals there are here. Was that a leak? No, that was just a bunch of missing materials, because this is not my map. So now let's reload the portal file, and bam, portal's gone. Portal's gone. That's good, because all these little lines, if I'm in this spot here or this spot up here, it doesn't really matter. You're still in the same rooms. That's the way you should be thinking when you're trying to eliminate portal files. This will make the map run much more smoothly. And let me go to one more way of demonstrating what a portal file is. Over here on the right, you saw me using it before. These are the auto groups. And we're going to turn off anything that is not brush geometry. So all the world details, all the props, all of the entities, all the player clip brushes. What are these? Yeah, ladders. We turn all those off. And we turn off displacements, and we're left just with no draws. Turn off. No draws and skyboxes and world geometry. Look how bare our rooms are. Look how bare our rooms are. This is how the engine sees the game. So, and you can see these stairs are the most detailed thing in the room now. This is going to trip the engine up. The engine wants big flat walls, simple rooms, so that it knows, okay, everybody in this room, they're all fighting each other, I'm gonna send that information to them. Anybody in another room, I'm not gonna send that information. So here are some more stairs creating portals. This little thing right here, that's, being on one side or another of that's not gonna put you in a different room. We can make that a detail. Control T is the shortcut for making something a detail. It's pretty handy. So, look at that. Look at that. These things up here are big time cutting up the ceiling. We can make those func details. So as a mapper, you have to think about your portals and be mindful. And go through your map and make sure that there aren't too many portals. This is good optimization, and once you've done that, your map is going to run a lot faster. It's going to be less laggy. The frame rate is going to go up. Everything's just going to be hunky-dory. So I hope that helps.